Welcome, Dan, to Behind the Business podcast. So I'm Sam Good. I'm the manager of the Town Centre Business Improvement District, and thanks for joining us today to talk about Colchester Pride. So if you could do a brief introduction for yourself, if that's all right.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Dan Della-Thompson. I am the chair of Colchester Pride currently. I'm one of 4 trustees on the board, and I also am quite involved with the actual event planning and organising as well. I've got a fantastic team that I work with very closely. Alongside the other 3 trustees, there's also a small committee of volunteers who are incredible. And other than that, I'm also a trustee at the local LGBTQ plus charity here in Colchester called the Outhouse down on East Hill. So quite involved with the local community on that sense. But
nice. Yeah. Lovely. Well, thanks for joining us. I mean, I'm really excited to chat about Colchester Pride this year. As I know, last year obviously was gutted that it was cancelled, but we supported years before that as well. I mean, I think out of all the podcasts so far, this is probably the easiest question, or the person that's going to answer this question easy, and it's most obvious. But what do you love? What do you love about being involved in Colchester Pride, other than obviously your passion for the purpose behind it?
I mean, that is the main thing. I suppose it's you might not be able to tell, but I'm not from around here. My accent's probably giving me away a little bit. But yeah, I'm from Leeds originally, so I'm quite new to Colchester, relatively new to Colchester. So getting involved in things like Pride, getting involved in things like the Outhouse, it's given me this community of friends and collaborators and wonderful people. It's just, I don't want to sound too cheesy, but the truth is,
go full cheese. That's fine.
Go full cheese. That's good. I do really love getting to know people, working with people, having that feeling of community, of everyone kind of helping each other out, giving each other support, knowing that we've got these safe spaces where we can express ourselves and take care of each other. That's what it's all about, really, for me. It's really wonderful. It's hard work. It's quite stressful at times, but it's super worth it. And I do really love it.
It's brilliant. And like you said, community is so important, and having a place where you feel, that you are part of something. But also, it's not, often when we're working, we're sort of lone rangers in our jobs, or we're lone rangers. But being part of a community that are all aiming for this one objective, and don't get me wrong, there's 365 days a year, which celebrate all of the wonderful things in the community, but to have this one event that sort of, it's like the pinnacle, isn't it? And it will all be worth the hard work. It will all be worth.
Sure will. Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that we've tried to do, we've actually just set up as a charity now. So previous years of Pride have been run by exceptional people doing lots of voluntary work and these wonderful committees making things happen. What we tried to do moving forward with Colchester Pride is to give it some stability by registering as a charity. So we actually got charity status in January, so it's really positive. And part of our ongoing thing is, yes, that one day is going to be our big celebration, but what can we do throughout the year to make sure that there's always things happening for the local LGBTQ plus community? And working with like the Outhouse, working with local venues like Mercury, like First Sight, like Colchester Arts Centre, Cellar Summers, all these places that and obviously businesses like yourselves and other supporters of ours, just to try and make sure that all year round we have a calendar of LGBTQ centric stuff happening, and it's starting to happen now, which is really exciting. Thanks to all those people helping.
Yeah, I love that, and that is it, isn't it? You've hit the nail on the head there. It's about, yes, we want to have a day of celebration and bring everyone together, but actually that's nowhere near the rest of the work that actually happens. We want it to be a day-to-day, but a community, and that is so important, isn't it? And perhaps
giving opportunities to people. There's so much talent here in Colchester, especially like performance and creative talent, and a lot of those people are in our LGBTQ plus community. So it's finding opportunities for them to shine and grow, and so ours tends to be very local based, and making sure that those people are shown to be the amazing people that they are. And really important that they're seen.
Sounds great. No, it sounds great, and you've got a cracking bunch. I know how we've been working with them with you all for the last several years. So let's dig into the most important thing, which is the event. So talk us through dates. So obviously, and what people can expect from the event.
But all being well, if we're okay to go ahead, we will be doing it on the 28th of August, Saturday the 28th. So it's a bank holiday weekend, which is nice. I believe Ollie Murs is playing in the park the day after.
On the Sunday.
So,
yeah,
so that's really good. So people have got a weekend full of entertainment if they're up for it. And then they can recover on the Monday. It's going to be a good day. We've got, all being well, we'll start around 11 o'clock in the morning and run right through to kind of 7 in the evening at First Sight. At First Sight, there'll be 2 stages. There'll be an outdoor stage and an indoor stage as well, plus lots of stalls and stuff all around the space that you can visit. The indoor stage is going to be focused on things like comedy and spoken word and poetry and kind of a bit more intimate performance. Then the outdoor stage is going to be a bit more kind of like loud. So music, drag, lots of live vocals, bands, all sorts of entertainment out there. And we've also got, in the middle of the day, we'll have a children and families area that's been curated by the Mercury. So thank you to everyone at Mercury for doing that for us, with lots of lovely activities for kids to take part in as well. So it really aims to be a very kind of inclusive day that everyone can find something to do. I won't go too much into detail about the lineup because I'm forward to see Chrissy on some of things, but we have announced a few things. So we've announced ABBA Magic, who performed at 2019. They're one of our headliners. They were actually brought back by kind donation of a local community member who has, they had such an amazing time dancing to them in 2019. They said, please get them back. I will sponsor them if you bring them back, which is so kind because it costs so much money to run a Pride event. I can't believe how much money it costs. I had no idea. It's crazy. Especially because we want to make sure that we keep it nice and affordable for people as well. So local community member, so Mrs. Jean Ackham, thank you very much for sponsoring us. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you. So ABBA will be there. Well, ABBA Magic will be there, not ABBA. Sorry, disclaimer, not the real ABBA, but they're fabulous. They're really great. Lots of local bands, local comedians, local artists, but quite a few national ones as well. Jordan Gray will be doing some performing both in the comedy stage and also outside doing some music for us. We have got quite a big name that I'm not allowed to say yet. But if you're following us on social, I know it's such a tease. But if you're following us on social media, there are clues dropping, so you might be able to work it out. But yeah, that's our other headliner. That was sworn to secrecy. So
you don't worry. It's all secret here, and people, I'm sure, will keep their eyes on the social media to find out as well. And I think just touching back on what you said there, I remember 2019. I was there, and the thing I loved most about the event, obviously ABBA Magic, but the broad spectrum of attendees from kids up to OAPs, it's kind of more OAPs, the older generation, through to families. It was just amazing just to see everyone really enjoying it and all encompassing. And again, it goes back to what you said there. It's not about it's not about specific people coming. It's about the door being open. Well, theoretically, although as long as you've got a ticket, to anyone that comes in, and that was amazing. And I think that's hats off to all the work that you are all doing for that kind of event as well. And
so we do. It's and on stage as well. We want to show that diversity on stage. So we're making sure that we're connecting with artists across the whole spectrum, not just LGBTQ plus identities, but all identities. Making sure that everyone has a place at Pride, because it is for everyone. One of my happy memories from 2019 was just seeing this couple come. It was their first ever Pride, and they were emotional. It was like this, because they were in a space where they felt they could really truly be who they are and express themselves how they feel. And it was a lovely moment just to see someone's first Pride and how much it meant to them to be with their community. And that's what we want. We want that moving forward. We want that to be a space where, yes, it's exciting, yes, it's entertaining, but also you have a community here, and there is a community here in Colchester. And I think maybe it's not we're not seen very much because we don't have that many venues apart from the Outhouse. There's no LGBTQ nightclubs or bars, and some places do specialist nights. But we're here, and there's a lot of us, and we're all here for you if you come along and be a part of the fun. It's and so the other thing I should say as well, that even though the day stops at first sight at sort of 7ish, we then pick up again at 8 o'clock over at Colchester Arts Centre for our big camp cabaret party. Lots of fabulous local cabaret talent will be over there in the evening. So come along, have a dance with us, and have a laugh. That's more kind of the more adult stuff, whereas the daytime's more family friendly. And then obviously in the evenings, we have a lot of local venues who will be doing after parties, so you can carry on partying until the early hours, whilst I pass out from exhaustion in a heap of feathers and sequins, because I'll be performing at the cabaret in the evening. But
that sounds great. What a schedule! Literally, what a great schedule and from all angles. So I suppose in the last nearly 2 years, year and a half that we've had, and obviously the reason for 2020 being cancelled, with Colchester Pride, I can imagine, despite the announcement for the 19th of this month being sort of Freedom Day, there's still a big focus for all event organisers around COVID safety and general safety, and I'm sure that's been a big focus of yours.
Yeah, I mean, it's the number one focus. It has to be. We really want to make sure anything we do, as much as we want to do a Pride, and we'd hate to have to cancel this year like we had to last year, ultimately all that matters is that people are safe and healthy. So we had to make some changes. This year we had pretty grand ideas of what we'd like to do, including the first ever Colchester Pride parade through town. We had a lot of meetings and planning meetings with the council about that, so it was looking like it was going to go ahead. But just with things the way they are, not being able to foresee where we will be at the end of August, anything that would bring people together in massive crowds in the street, it just doesn't feel appropriate or right or safe to do that. So we'll put that on the back burner. We'll do it next year. We'll make sure it happens, and we'll bring some colour to the town, the high street in 22, and we'll bring our rainbows and stuff then.
That sounds great. Well, bring on 2022, but before that, absolutely looking forward to 2021 as well. So that sounds absolutely brilliant. Well, what isn't there to look forward to? And I'm sure those watching today's podcast will just excite them even more, even though I know that just from looking on social media, the attention it's already getting, people I speak to are really excited, and especially those that are returning from a couple of years back as well and missed out last year as well. So, Dan, it's been really, really great to really delve into the amazing work you guys are doing, what's coming up, what's to be excited. And for us at in Colchester and Colchester Bid, thank you so much for putting on and planning such a great event, and for the town.
Thank you, and thank you for your support, because you guys have once again this year sponsored us, and it really means a lot. So thank you. And if I can just take a moment to say thank you to everyone in the town that has really given us. This is Colchester Pride, so the fact that Colchester is getting behind it is amazing. All the different organisations that are helping us this year, including yourselves, it's a massive, massive boost to us, and we hope we can keep going. And a massive thank you to everyone who's volunteering, all team members, past and present, who have made Colchester Pride what it is and what it will be in the future. Honestly, it's so wonderful, and I'm really grateful to everyone. We are, as a charity, we're so grateful. So thank you.
Love it. No, you're completely right. Brilliant, Dan. Well, lovely to speak to you. And if you don't see you before, we see you at the event.
Look forward to it. Let's have a dance.